Hello, and welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Today's beer is from Yokohama Beer, and I suspect it's kind of a new one. It doesn't have many ratings on Untapped, and it has no ratings on Rate Beer. In fact, it's not even listed on Rate Beer at all. And anyway, Yokohama Beer, aka Yokohama Brewery on Rate Beer. They now go by Yokohama Beer, I assume. It was established in 1995. Of course, again, on their can they say 1999, and then debut in 1999. And they have won a number of awards. They're not one of the larger craft beer breweries in Japan. Certainly their beer doesn't get around as much down to the area where I live, but they did appear. Three different varieties of them appeared in a liquor shop that I went to, and so I have reviewed two of them, and today is the third. So I have a playlist of those beers, those three beers, so you can take a look at the Yokohama Beer playlist if you're interested. They also have a restaurant above the brewery called Umaya, and you get all the regular beers there, along with some of the probably some of the limited ones, and they're open every day for lunch and dinner. Rate Beer lists 66 different beers from this brewery, and Untapped 160. And I do suspect that a few of those are what we would call duplicates. Untapped is not moderated. Nobody's watching what goes up or moderating it. So what is the current word? Curating, which I hate because that should be applied to museums only. But now people talk about curating a menu and curating everything. In any event, but the average for all those beers on Untapped is 3.49. Pretty high. Okay, well, let's move along. That was Yokohama Beer, and I'd like to put in a little plug for my new cat, which we rescued last week, and he's doing quite well. Name is O-chan, French for water, because we found him in a water drainage ditch, and he was being attacked by a crow and very weak and unable to move. And O-chan is doing quite well, as you saw in the video attached here. So let's move along from O to beer, and here is the beer for today. It is called Yokohama Beer Hamakuro. Hama is, of course, bay or port, and kuro is black. And it is a black IPA, a session black IPA, actually. 4.5% and 35 international bittering units. This beer was 360 yen where I bought it, and that would current rates probably around $2.80, something like that. No ratings on Rate Beer at all. It hasn't been added yet, and I will add it. Untapped 286 ratings, and the average is 3.58 out of 5, and that's all we know about this beer so far. The scene shows, old Yokohama, of course, is the port where Japan was forced to open to the Western world in, what was it, 1868? And so we have scenes of that right here, with foreign ships coming into Yokohama Bay. Okay, all right, well, black IPA is a style that, not a major style, but sometimes it's referred to as Cascadian. I think it did originate on in the Pacific Northwest. Dark malts and a certain kind of spiciness to it. And some people don't like it. I do, and I don't see enough of it here. Not enough people in Japan make them. So let's give this one a go, shall we? Again, it's called Yokohama Hamakuro, a session black IPA. Okay, it is rather dark, translucent edges, translucent around the bottom and the edges. I can see through at the bottom, but not at the top. Dark tan head, about less than a half a finger of dark tan foam. Oh, by the way, you may recognize this trivia question: whose favorite beer is Duff beer? Homer Simpson. Hope you got that one right. Homer said, what did Homer say? Beer, the cause of and solution to all the world's problems. Okay, so what do we get here? Definitely we get some nice light roasted malt and some pininess, a bit of kind of floral spritziness too as well. Kind of like a sort of a cola sort of medicinal note to it. Very nice, pleasant. Okay. I see what they mean by session. It does start off with a sort of rich bit of roastiness, and then the kind of spiciness comes through, which is kind of like chicory or I don't know how to describe it. It really does hit the tongue, kind of coats the tongue. Feels a little bit ashy as well. So this is a very mild form of the style. Flavors kind of fade out after mid-palate. It does leave very light tracks and a kind of ashiness on the tongue. So it has the kind of nice interesting body. Flavors could be a little bit richer. Still, it's not a bad example of the style. And if you like this style, you certainly should give it a try. I think, yeah, not bad. Not great, but certainly I've been pretty impressed by the three beers I've had from Yokohama Beer, and you may want to give them a try. So I found this at Aeon Mall liquor shops. Aeon is this large chain of malls throughout Japan, and they generally have a supermarket and a liquor shop nearby the supermarket section, so you can find probably Yokohama beers in that section. That's where I found them. So do give them a go, and let me know what you think. Tell me about your experience with black IPAs. Certainly some of the best examples, I think, probably do come from the Pacific Northwest. And yeah. So, okay, that's it for today. I hope you're doing well. And if you have a cat, tell me about your cat. We have two, a 6-year-old and according to the vet, when we took the new one in, probably a 2-month-old. So we've decided that we're going to keep that day as the 2-month birthday. So, and the cat's name is Ochan for water. Take care. Bye-bye.